It was a slow Tuesday, the kind where the rain does all the talking and the phone keeps its mouth shut. Dale had the radio low and a crossword she wasn't working. Then the door opened, and a woman in widow's black came in out of the wet, not a tear on her, dry as a ledger. The grieving ones cry in the doorway. The dangerous ones cry at home, alone, and come to me with their face already put back together.
She's been standing in the hall 10 minutes, deciding. No appointment, won't take a chair, won't take the coffee. Says it's about her husband's name, not her husband. I told her you charge either way. She didn't blink.
I'm not here to cry on your desk, detective. I did that already, 3 months back, the night they put Harold in the ground. He kept books for a ship chandlery down on the harbor. Quiet man. Counted other men's money to the penny and never took a cent of it.
3 months is a long time to wait to be angry. What changed?
They waited until the dirt settled to call him a thief. Now the firm's calling his surety bond, and the bank's putting me out of the flat by the first. A dead man can't stand in a courtroom and say it wasn't him. So they've hung it on the one fellow who can't talk back. I don't want their money, and I don't want anybody's blood. I want his name back. That's all I came to buy.
She brought you a witness. Left it on the desk on her way past the coffee she wouldn't drink.
It was a pocket diary, worn soft at the corners, the kind a careful man carries every day for years. One workday was circled in pencil, light, like he wasn't sure he wanted to remember it. Beside it, a column of figures in a bookkeeper's tidy hand. This day he circled. You know what it was?
I know it was the last full day he went to work. He came home that night and didn't eat. The next morning, he was dead. The papers said his heart. Harold's heart was the only honest thing in that office, and it didn't just quit.
She left, and the rain took her like it takes everybody. I sat with the little book. The day she circled was the day before they buried him in the ground, and the day before he went into it himself. And the figures he'd penciled beside it didn't add up to a robbery or a balance or anything at all. Not yet. But a column of numbers that doesn't add up is just a sum somebody hasn't finished. And I've never met a sum I didn't finish. Flynn took his coffee the way he took everything else lately. Black, bitter, and across a chipped table from a man who knew too much. The diner window wept rain over the harbor lights, and Flynn slid a short glass of rye to the other side of the table, because a reporter runs on two things, and the Chronicle doesn't stock either.
The chandlery, sure, we ran it 2 inches of type, page 11 under a corset ad. Bookkeeper skims the freight accounts, gets caught, does the honorable thing off the end of a pier, tidy. Editor loved it. Tidy stories don't ask for a second column.
His widow says he never skimmed a dime. Widows say that. But she also says he was scared the week he died. Scared men don't usually jump. They usually run.
Funny you should bring it up. I followed the money because that's the only thing in this town that tells the truth. The shortfall he reported to the firm's auditors a week before he went in the water. And here's the part that didn't make page 11 Flynn. That hole in the freight accounts runs back years. Years. Long before your honest dead man was ever hired to keep the books.
Can't steal from a till before you've got the keys. So somebody was already bleeding that company white, and a new clerk with sharp eyes walked in and started adding it up.
Every cooked page, same signature at the bottom, the office manager, old family, deacon's collar, name on half the paper that crosses that harbor. The kind of man you tip your hat to in the rain. And here's your headline, if you've got the spine to print it. The man who walked into the precinct and named the clerk as the thief, sworn statement and all, is the same man whose hand signed every last crooked figure.
The rye was gone, and so was my appetite. Flynn had come in looking for a thief and walked out with a respectable name. The kind that gets streets named after it. The dead clerk hadn't jumped. He'd been balanced like a column that wouldn't add up, and erased. And the man who'd put a thief's name on a corpse had written it in his own hand, years before, on every page that mattered. Brogan had his coat half on when I found him in the back, like a man who'd already left and was just waiting for his body to catch up. 20 years on the job will do that. He was looking at the door the way other men look at a train they meant to be on. I caught him before he reached it. One more pull, Patty. Quiet. The bookkeeper. I want what the coroner wrote before the ink set.
I already pulled it. Knew you'd ask. Suicide. Sign fast. Sign the way they sign 'em when nobody upstairs wants the room asking questions. No second look, no inquest. A man hangs himself, and the city can't wait to bury the paperwork with him.
And the firm's complaint? The one that calls him a thief?
Filed the morning after they found the body. Dead man can't answer a charge, so they charged him. Tidy. The numbers walk out the front door, and the name that took him keeps his pew at St. Brendan's come Sunday.
Then I take the manager. I've got him cold, Patty.
You've got nothing. That's old Calloway money behind him. The kind the law tips its hat to. You don't reach those people. Best you'll ever do is clean the dead man's name. The live one keeps his. Take the win they'll let you have, and don't go looking for the one they won't.
Then he finished putting on his coat and went out into the rain, and the door took him the way the harbor takes everything, without a sound. I had the whole shape of it now. A thief with a name I couldn't touch, a dead man I could maybe scrub clean, and not one door in the city that led to the first, only the one that led back to a widow to tell her the half of it she could afford to hear. Flynn came up the stairs shaking the rain off his hat at 2 a.m, which is the hour reporters keep when they smell a story, and the hour I keep when I've got one I can't take to a cop. I had the thief's name. I had the dead clerk's too. The trouble with names in this city is that one of them was attached to a man nobody upstairs wanted touched, and the other was attached to a man already in the ground.
You said you had it, the clerk who went off the pier with light pockets and a heavy reputation. So who really emptied the till? Give me the manager. Give me a name I can run on the front page and I'll have him in cuffs by the noon edition.
You won't, Flynn. You'll have a libel suit and a quiet word from a man who plays golf with your publisher. The manager's covered upstairs, same as 100 others. I can't put him in a dock, nobody can. But I can make the lie too expensive to keep wearing.
Now you're talking my language. How expensive?
Don't chase the man. Chase the freight account. The padded shipments, the ghost cargo, the numbers that don't square. You print that, and the firm that bonded him doesn't want questions. They pull the claim against the dead clerk's estate quiet as a confession nobody asked for. The widow keeps the house. The clerk's name comes off the ledger, and the manager keeps his desk and his sleep.
So the crook walks and the dead man gets his good name back. That's half a story, Flynn.
It's the half that prints. Take it or leave it on the desk. He took it. They always take the half that prints. I cleared a dead man and let a live one walk, and the widow would sleep easier never knowing which of those things bought the other. It was the job, done in the right direction, stopped clean at the wall. The wall was where it always stopped. I sat in the dark a long while after he left, and I couldn't tell you anymore whether I'd won something tonight, or just gotten good at the kind of arranging that only looks like winning from across the room. The widow came back on a Thursday, the way good news always seems to. She had a flat the bank couldn't take anymore, and a dead husband whose name had been scrubbed clean of a crime he never committed. I'd pulled the right thread, leaned on the right account, put the framing where it belonged. The job for once came out the way the books say it should.
They can't touch it now. The flat, his name, any of it. I read the letter 3 times on the streetcar over here, just to be sure the words didn't move. You're a decent man, detective, an honest one. I don't think I've said that to anybody and meant it in a long while.
It was in the paperwork the whole time. Somebody just had to go looking. I'm glad they can't reach you anymore, ma'am. Go home. Lock the door out of habit, not fear. There's a difference, and you've earned the better one. She said it like a benediction, and I took it the way you take a coat that doesn't fit anymore. Decent. Honest. The word sat on me a size too small. Somewhere out in the rain, there's another woman still carrying a promise I never made, and I thought of her for exactly one flicker before I made myself stop.
She practically floated out of here. That's a clean one, boss. Husband cleared, roof over her head, and she walked out lighter than she walked in. You did that. Hey, you all right? Usually this is the part where I tell you not to let it go to your head, and you tell me to mind the phones. You've got to look. Forget it. I'll mind the phones.
She caught something in my face she couldn't put a name to, and for once she didn't reach for the joke. Smart girl. I'd done it all the right way, the old way, the way that used to leave me a little taller walking home. The satisfaction never showed up. I noticed it the way you notice a step that isn't there, when your foot's already coming down on nothing, and there's no telling when the floor went missing or how you get it back.